Hey, tonight's shave is going to feature this brush. It's a 24 millimeter whip dog handle. This is the amber color. You can kind of see through it just a hair up here in the thin area. It's got a whip dog knot that I enjoy, kind of floppy. That's the way I like it sometimes. I like to soak mine in a little cup prior to the shave. That's how I like to get mine wet. Tried it both ways, just kind of rinsing it under some water, and then letting it sit, but this is the way I prefer it. And I am going to be using a different blade. Ever since austere August, I've been using a Gillette Nasset blade, and I'm going to put a pause on that because the razor I'm using is a Wolfman WR1 that I just recently got. And this is the Italian Barber radio knob handle, which I think fits this nicely. But I'm wondering if this 0.67 gap might be a little too aggressive for me. I've been able to work it very nicely with no irritation, but I'd like for it to be more of a comfortable daily driver instead of something I have to be quite careful with. I don't have to be too careful with it, but I just would like for it to be a little smoother. And so I was wondering if maybe switching to the standard gap, which I can't remember what it is. I think 61 or 64. Switching to the standard gap, which is the next level down, might be the way to go. But then I thought, hey, wait a minute. The only thing I've put in this razor head is that Gillette Nasset that is older than 30 uses, because I've been using it for a while. So this one's only got 3 uses on it. This is a Gillette Silver Blue. I've already got it loaded up. It's only got 3 uses, so it's a young buck compared to my Nasset. So I'm going to see if it feels different. And I've shown you everything else. Let's look at the soap. This is Dr. John's 1803. I was reading the description on the website saying the very most complex scent of theirs to date. And also, at first I thought it was just the original formulation, but when you look at there's bark and jojoba oil, if I'm pronouncing that right, sunflower oil, and a couple other things. And those were additions into the version 2 base, I believe. And so the black label I used the other day, I think, was the original. But this one appears to be of the new version 2, even though it kind of doesn't say it on the top lid there. So 9 or 10 or 12 notes are what they listed that makes up this guy. The fruity top notes, I think it said like pineapple, maybe something like guava, something. In the middle, there are several floral notes, gardenia, some others. I'm going to press this into the bottom of my shaving bowl. And then bottom notes include things like sandalwood and bergamot, and some others. It's fairly firm. I like that. It's easier to keep it in the bottom of the bowl, pressing it and stuff. I bid almost a full quarter teaspoon. Don't think I'll need quite the whole amount, so I did a little bit less than the full measure. And there we go. So this is very interesting. I do find that I enjoy it when a scent crafter takes a floral, brings it together with some woody notes, and plays around with it a little bit, and it can make a very mature scent. It can still be masculine because of some of those other ingredients in there. Oh, there's some musk in here as well. Musky, fruity, and floral are all kind of parts of this. So we'll just see how it works out. I think the fruity and the floral's a little too strong from the puck. to kind of call it masculine. But of course, that's a matter of personal opinion. But it's my video, so it gets to be my opinion, right? At least for now. So, get my face wet. I use cold water. My water is hard water. And we've got Hurricane Florence coming into our area sometime tomorrow. And we'll just hope that everybody stays safe. Hope that the emergency guys can do their jobs well. Nobody does anything stupid. And people stay in when they can. It's just a damp brush. I slung all the water out of it, kind of as usual. And we're inland. We are not on the coast by any means. And right now, earlier today, it took a turn south. And so it looks like maybe it's going to hang around on the coast of South Carolina or something like that. This was pretty dry as I was, so I went ahead and added half a teaspoon. Yeah, okay, I can smell like that orange scent. I don't know if that's bergamot or neroli. And this is a really soft brush, but this is a hard soap. I mean, not hard soap, but it's pretty firm. It's still, you can see it in the bottom there. And we're starting to see that lather gather up. So I'll do it for a little bit. Then add another half teaspoon of water. So power's probably going to go out. We got some bottled water and canned food, some bread. We can eat fruits and vegetables and beanie weenies and things like that out of a can if we need be. Got a fire pit out back, but the trick with that is if it's storming, you don't want to go out there with a fire pit and make a fire. So see, this brush splays out and stays splayed out. It has such a light feel on my face. It just kind of feels like clouds and things like that, you know. This is my first brush that was really more along high quality. Not this specific one, but I wanted a longer handle, so I bought the same exact knot and just put it in a longer handle. And I'm going to sell the other one, assuming this guy does well, which I think he is. Look at that wonderful lather coming together. Because of the display, it's awesome because the handle will just sit there in the soap. Looks like I'll be making plenty of soap today. Just as soon as it kind of looks like it's absorbed somewhat in, I add the next amount. Don't need to take all day loading water into the lather. Some soaps are picky. I don't think this is that picky. Definitely tell the florals in there. I think I can smell the green apple. I think the note said there was some green apple in there. I think that's pretty tart. Probably easy for most people to pick that one out. And now with that, we've put 3 teaspoons into it. So we do have some family that we can go visit if power goes out. I'm just going to watch it and see how it tracks. If it goes south and stays down in South Carolina or something, then we'll probably be okay where we are. Yeah, there we go. Going to have plenty of lather for this shave. There's a playback speed option on YouTube videos. If you don't want to watch this in real time, hit that gear or hit your menu on the mobile devices and change the speed to something like 1.5. Save yourself a little bit of time. All right, let's do a finger check while we're here. So I will reach in, get some. Feel how hard it is to press together. A little bit of resistance, so light cushion. How well do I feel the ridges on my fingertips? I can just feel that there are ridges. Often that's a very good stopping point. But I think I'm going to add another 1/4 teaspoon because sometimes I just want to make it slick. More slick so I don't have to add any more later on my face, you know. Probably be a nice luxurious feel with this stuff. And this is vegan too. I'm definitely not a vegan. I do definitely like tallow soaps, but if somebody can make a vegan feel really good, that's fine with me. Let's look at the peaks. Look at that elasticity. Something to watch out for so you can tell how close you are to being done adding water. Get my face wet. All right, and this is 24 hours worth of growth is what we're going to be shaving off today. And comfort is the name of the game, and this is your brush. Very light, splays out like that really easily. Kind of stays that way until you start with the painting strokes. And if we look at the furrows there, as I do this, they're kind of a little blotchy. So that tells me that I wouldn't be surprised if this lather wouldn't do a little better with some more water. I'll also squirt a little bit in the bowl there. It's easier to add water after the fact. And sometimes if you add a little bit less water than you need to, and it's better to stop short just a little bit, because you can just leave your face a little on the moist side and that'll just fix it right up. This lather looks terrific. Look at that guy. Look at the contours. A lot of times you can pull it out, pull a big wad out of the bowl. Look at the shape and kind of know how close it is to being done. Still got some mixing to do a little bit. All right, so this one feels like maybe I need to add there we go. Let's just kind of mix that in. That's feeling smoother and creamier right there. I'm getting to about where we're going to be adding, yep, that is 4 teaspoons of water. Nice thirsty soap. Loves the water. Ah, that feels a lot better. Before, I don't know if you might be able to hear the difference. This just sounds creamier, less kind of scratchy and airy. It didn't feel scratchy on the skin, but this just feels better on my skin. Very, very nice. What's the scent smell like now? I definitely don't think I'd call it masculine, but maybe. I said definitely and then I said maybe. That's funny. It's definitely not as masculine camp, at least for me. Let's get my nose up in it here. I think I smell some tonka bean. Yeah, I don't think I smell enough good stuff in there. It's a neat blend. All right, so let's see how this Gillette Silver Blue does. And I haven't used a young blade in a month and a half. So let's see what happens. Oh, that's smooth. Oh, that's just buttery smooth right there. So, the Nasset, the 42-use-old Nasset, it may be giving me irritation-free shaves. And it may be giving me very close, almost BBS smooth shaves on my everywhere. You know, especially on my cheeks, without even going against the grain. However, it is, I can tell that it, as law, it is just not as sharp. This guy is smoothly blowing through these hairs. It's just very nice. I don't have to watch my angle. I'm really glad that I tried this before I traded this head, because this guy's great. I just want comfortable, and that first pass is probably about 10 times as nice with this newer blade than it is with the other one. And the other one's not uncomfortable. I'm not trying to, you know, make myself miserable without taking that blade for so many shaves. I'm gonna rinse. All right, so let us take. Nice feel rinsing this off. Very smooth, nice creamy base. So this first pass was a lot more comfortable with this blade than my old Nasset. The Nasset was great in the beginning, but I guess knocking down that first pass, it's just not quite as good. This one just slipped through it like butter. If the if the Nasset ever starts pulling or being uncomfortable, I'll definitely just stop. I'm not trying to go far for the sake of going far, unless I'm on like use number 97 and I just need to put 3 more uses into it and then be a member of the Century Club, if you will, just to round it off. I don't mind that. But for the past 2 and 3, the Nasset's doing great. And it finishes off nicely. Gives me a very close shave. I'm smelling something like cinnamon. There's some type of scent that's maybe in that cinnamon family, kind of a high, dry scent. I don't think I like it too much. No irritation at all. Nice smooth pass. This seems like the right blade gap to have. Just taking it easy and use very little pressure on this part. Just keep the blade touching the skin. That's about all you need to do. Very nice. It's a great base, great razor, nice blade. All right, let's put on that third pass, and I am definitely not going to need all this lather. I made so much. So I have to do the math and reduce it down, maybe even by half. Really slick and creamy as I was rinsing it off my face after this pass. Not quite enough of the musky and I'm not really smelling any sandalwood. Fruity is probably there, but not a masculine one in my book. It was nice to try out because sometimes this type of scent will be very enjoyable if they hit it right, and at least according to my own preferences. And I end up with one that has floral notes as a part of other masculine things. It's some fougères do that for me. It's really cool. But great performance. Wonderful glide for the razor. And I'm so glad that I kind of had this epiphany to try it out with a newer blade. I would hate to, I mean, the standard gap might have been great and a smooth daily driver, you know, but I like to get one that is as aggressive as I can have it while still being smooth. And I think that's one of the ways that the Wolfman really excels. These just kind of deceptive with how smooth it is. All right, I'm gonna rinse. All right, and now load up our brush. Just a little bit of soap for the under the neck pass. Now, don't get me wrong, it's fairly pleasant. It's, to me, it's right on the of the feminine spectrum. Masculine, kind of unisex or neither, and feminine. In my opinion, it's probably just on the inside of the feminine scale, from the kind of the neutral zone. So if I had to shave with this every day, I would just enjoy the performance, slickness, close shaves, and that would be just fine. I'd probably grow tired of the lady scent though, but you know. More of the florals are starting to come out. Here at the end. Just a gentle hand here. Very much finesse. Hold it on there as lightly as you can so that you can cut, but not too lightly so you press in. Gonna rinse. And here is the funny thing. This blade that's on the 4th use is the Gillette Silver Blue is a great blade for me on many of my razors, almost all of them. One of my favorites, and I got pretty much the same result, same cut in this area, same closeness as my 42 use Nasset. I think it's all about technique. It's more about technique over tools, I think. And I do see a few tips with some length, but mostly it's just tips, and that's very above average for me. Really happy for that. Post shave feel seems to be pretty good. I've got oily skin, but who cares about post shave feel? Because I mean, put on a balm, put on a lotion. It's all good. I'm gonna go find one. I think what I feel like today is a little PDP 63, Prix de Provence, number 63. Comes in this. It's one of the good Amazon purchases, including the soap. The soap is fabulous. Nice kind of warm, peppery scent, very masculine. The soap is a really hard triple milled soap, so it'll last a very long time. One of the best buys out there. That's a good, that's a very enjoyable scent right there. Here's something interesting. Use a different scent for your post shave. Now I'm going to go back to my tub of my soap. It's going to smell different. You'll usually pick out different notes because it's like your nose will have been reset in some way. Can't quite nail down what it is. Something more clean and sweet is coming across now, so that's neat. But so yeah, this The 1803 may be a wonderful complex scent, but for me it's a little too feminine. I'll pass this on to somebody else. Performs great. What a great base. Really happy with it. Lots of soap left. So for that base, I could probably reduce it by a half to reduce it by a third to a half and have good success with that ratio. All right, so I keep switching back and forth between my Whip Dog Bore Badger brush here and my Declaration Grooming Badger brush. And the same stuff is still happening. This guy's not as dense, and so he's very light, almost like a cloud. The tips not scratchy at all, very comfortable. And where the Declaration Grooming has a lot more backbone and a lot more hairs, and so it tends to not splay out as much, where this one tends to splay a little too much. But see, this is a good detector. In the beginning, when I started laying it on, it was a little dry, almost felt like more of a broom. Well, that's because the lather was too dry, and this started feeling better when the lather was properly hydrated. So we'll just keep playing these against each other. Maybe someday I'll finally, pick a favorite. All right, well, I'm gonna clean up this balm. It smells great. Really enjoy that. I like it. Really goes a long way. So I'm definitely going to keep this Wolfman head around because that was a really good shave. It was comfortable, smooth. It wasn't that hard to keep it under control. And I got a great result. I'm sleepy. I'm tired. Got like 3 hours of sleep last night. There we go. Liked everything about the shave except for the scent a little bit, just not for me. The base sure was, but I kind of already knew that. Dr. John says really good version 2 base. And I'm glad to see the Gillette Silver Blue works so well for me in the razor. I love how razors like this Wolfman and some others really grip the blade tightly right along the edge. So there's not as much chatter. It's a consistent feel. It doesn't feel like it's vibrating across your skin, skipping and that kind of thing. I really enjoy that. So wonderful all the way around in terms of feel, and finish it off with that nice balm. Oh, it's got a good scent to it. Well, there you go. I hope there was something here that helped you. It's amazing what a new blade can do, but the Nasset just doesn't have quit in it quite yet. I mean, it may turn a corner in the next day or two, but after 42 uses, it's still going strong. So we'll see how far it'll go. Take care. Have a good night.